to be honest, there is a study. Just going to pick on a couple of things. There is a study, right? And it is backed by science that your brain doesn't fully develop at 25. However, common sense is not that common. And a lot of people make dumb mistakes and do stupid shit. And then this is what the cause of it. This is what happens is that when you're out here fucking around, you fuck around and you find the fuck out. Happens to all of us, and it sucks and it's horrible and it shouldn't happen, right? We wish this world was a better place. We wish people made better decisions, but they don't. The only thing we can control is what we do. So it's and for her point, like, I don't think she's trying to embarrass him. I just think she wants the money. I don't think she's thinking that deep into it. I think she sees a check, boom, bank account wiped. Yeah. That's her money. That's just how he sees, just because of all the text message that she sent him. And then now she's reneging on what she says, like she's revoking what she's saying. She's saying, I didn't want him to choke me, but then I did want him to choke me because that's what I wanted and stuff. But at the end of the day, this isn't all we can go off is the facts. And based off of the fact, it doesn't look like she has much of a case, to be honest.
I see you try to slip that in. All right. I ain't gonna let you slip that in. Go back and look at the food group in 1970s and look at the food group in 2025. Look at the food group in 1970 and look at the food group in 2025, and that was science. Science, all science is a theory.
OG, what she trying to slip in on you?
She tried to slip that in that if she was trying to keep that right on top, that it is true science. But when you look up the word science, it's a theory. That's why the food group changed. It changes about every 15 or 20 years because science is built on doing studies that produce things over and over until you learn better. And so that's why we eat different food today we did in 1970. If you look at the pyramid in 1970 and look at the pyramid now, it's totally different. That's science for you.
So it was science, and it's a theory that they're gonna lose 75% of their eggs 5 years after they 25.
Yeah, most certainly, because you got some women out here producing, popping more than 75% of their eggs. They work. I mean, the egg might be expired after about 35. Some women got expired eggs, but that don't mean that they they ain't got no good eggs. I wouldn't, would you buy old eggs out of the store?
Oh, but you can't say that because science helps you guys have honey packs. So science is always evolving.
Oh yeah, it could be good.
The world, just like the world, right? So now we have MRIs. Now we have CT scans. Now we have all types of technology to factualize what it is that they're researching. So it's more than just I get a bunch of people in here and I'm going to go ahead and do a study. They're doing an extensive study where hundreds and thousands of dollars are being dumped into. Now, like I said, are we going to use that as an excuse why someone wanted to sit there and get their money up or get a lick? No, but at the end of the day, being young and dumb is a real thing. And honestly,
being old and dumb,
but old and dumb is a real thing.
So,
like I said, common sense is just not that common.
I think we have to stop doing that because we're literally removing the accountability of people making decisions, willfully making decisions. Even when we were young, right? We were all 17, 18 at some point. And I guarantee you, we all made some dumb decisions then as well. And I guarantee you, we all knew exactly what the fuck we were doing when we made those dumb decisions. So I don't understand this logic of trying to use this, their frontal lobe isn't developed. Oh, they don't understand this. They don't. No, that's not a fact. The fact is that when you make a decision, you know exactly what it is that you're doing. Even if you have a disability, even if you clinically have a disability, you still know what the fuck you're doing. You know that you're doing this. You know that there's going to be consequences for it. But in most cases, people use that disability as an excuse to get by with it. So I don't understand why we play this game as to why everyone is a victim when no, you're not a victim. You know exactly what it is that you're doing. So you have to take accountability for that. And I think that's a big reason why our society is in the position that it's in, because nobody wants to take accountability. Everybody wants to blame blame someone else, point the finger at somebody else. Oh, I did it because of this. Oh, my frontal lobe ain't developed all the way. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
No,
Like,
we're
But
not
I think
saying that.
just because you rationalize a decision in your head does not mean it is a rational decision.
Right. Like what I'm saying
What?
is, I'm not saying
Like
what
just
I'm saying.
because your brain, like a 5-year-old can rationalize, oh, me going outside because without asking because I wanted ice cream, whatever the case may be, and they think it's the correct, you know, they're doing the right thing or they're not doing something that's completely bad.
I'm glad you
Do you
mentioned a
understand what I'm trying
5-year-old.
to? But do you
I don't.
understand what I'm trying to say?
I
got
Just
don't,
you.
because your brain can rationalize something, it doesn't mean that it's a
5-year-old will go in the kitchen, open the refrigerator, and they know that they're not supposed to be in the refrigerator. And when you walk around the corner and you catch them, then they
freeze.
they know exactly what they're doing. So let's stop doing this humbug.
But that still doesn't it still
But that's not
doesn't
what
discredit what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, yes, but that still does not discredit what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, she's using him or she's manipulating him because her frontal cortex. No. I already done said if it was a different circumstance and it was like a relationship under different circumstances, maybe that argument can be used. But I don't think that it could be used in this situation because she knew she was getting money out of it and he knew he was getting coochie out of it. So
y'all know what's
I like to ask the young ladies on the panel. How many of y'all have been in strip club before?
I've never been to a strip club.
Anybody up there been in strip club?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason why I asked you that question because most of all the time the ladies are working in there from 18 to like 20. They're about finished about 27, 28. You know what I mean? And if you go in there and see how them women are operating, I need to know because maybe I'm just out of the loop too. How many degrees you need to know how to have sex?
We've said on multiple counts, she made the decision.
No, I understand that.
All I was making, the only reason why I didn't even bring up the frontal lobe shit. The only thing I was saying was just saying, like, I was telling you, like, hey, it actually is backed by science. I was just correcting you on that. But like at the end of the day, I've said this time and time again. I'm not taking accountability from anybody. I'm holding people accountable for what the fuck they do. Right or wrong, man or woman. I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, Asian. I don't care who you are. If you do something that's fucked up, you're fucked up for doing it. You know, and I'm just gonna say what it is. If you could have prevented something, okay, I'm gonna tell you could have probably prevented that. And if you did something that's fucked up, I'm gonna say you did this and it's fucked up. Like what she did is fucked up, and it happens time and time again. And it's so disturbing because there are people that actually really go through like rape, they really go through abuse, they really go through, and I feel like it takes away from the people that are actual victims, the people that don't speak up because they're afraid of backlash. They're afraid of being the next topic on these type of podcasts. And that's why it kind of makes me a little bit upset because there are people that are really going through something and it makes the society a little bit more, what's the word? When you're a little bit desensitized. Right. And so that's the only reason why I said what I said, because there are real victims that go through that. And at the end of the day, we don't know to the extent of what really happened because we weren't in the room with them. All we can go off of is text messages and emails and whatever's in the public. But we really don't know what happened behind those doors.
Callie, you know who else was a victim? My man King Court. And you know what King Court did? He brought to Mover's attention that she was yelling. And ever since he brought that to attention, she ain't been yelling. She's been speaking softly, resting in her femininity. Shout out to you, King Court. She gonna slide in your DMs after this, dog. Right on.
You want me to go? Hold on. You want me to go off on you so bad, but you know what? I'm not even gonna do it. I'm gonna let you have it. No, I'm gonna let you have it. You got it. Absolutely. You got it.